back again this afternoon. This time, the review for this week is going to be Wood Hat Spirits. I did one, their blue corn one, a couple, 3 weeks, whatever ago. This one is All American Whiskey, red, white, and blue corn. 40% alcohol by volume. We're still holding that down a little bit, the proof in it, to get it poured. So I think it could be a little bit more proof to it. But, you know, this juncture, it is what it is. I paid $34.99 for it, in case anybody's interested. Bought it in Wichita. It says, Wood Hat Spirits from field to glass. For your sipping pleasure, we have chosen 3 distinctively locally grown red, white, and blue corn. So these heirloom varieties are ground, fermented, and distilled, then blended to create a unique and truly all-American whiskey. Yeah, you get the red, white, and blue, or flag, the United States flag and all that. Sounds neat. Batch number 4 is on the back. WoodHatSpirits.com, and I think it's in New Florence, Missouri. Anyway, now I've had some of it, so this has been a little dusty, but you know, I take a few sips, forget about it, and move on. This time, it's time to start doing these reviews. Have not had it for a long time, so this is going to be a refreshing taste. You notes you're going to get off this is straight from me, straight from this sitting. This is nothing from memory. Oh, it's got a nice corn note to it. That sounds stupid to say, but it does. It's not like corn flakes like Green Label Weller's is to me. It's got a nice sweet corn nose to it. And there's that caramel with this. This has a caramel in it. It comes across rich. For 40% on the nose, this comes across as very rich on the nose. It has a lot more nose odors. That's a stupid way of putting it. But it produces a lot more different smells, unique smells, than I would expect from a whiskey like this. It's got that vanilla from the barrel, and they did this in small barrels. They're at least a minimum of 1 year in small barrels, so these are smaller than normal barrels they use. So it does speed up the aging process a little bit. And you're in Missouri, which is humid and hot, so you're going to get a lot of turnover pretty quick there as well. God, it's got a good nose on it. It's got a very nice sweet corn nose. I'd even go and say just a touch of charcoal note even in there. Almost like barbecue pit charcoal. Oh, cheers. %. There's not a lot of sting. There's not a lot of upfront spicy hotness on the tongue. Thick. It does have a body to it for 40%. It has a wonderful sweet corn note to it. But as the corn dies, as that corn note settles, you get a slight, ever so slight bitterness on the back of the tongue. I think that comes from the oak in this case. Just a slight. I mean, it's not. Don't think of nasty bitterness. This is just it's a nice accessory flavor. I don't get another charcoal nose of that. You're not getting any fruits that I notice at all. Let's take one more drink. It's just a wonderful, nice drinker. Corn whiskey drinker. You gotta keep this in. This is corn whiskey. This is not bourbon. No comparison to bourbon. No comparison to Scotch. None of that other stuff. This is corn whiskey. 100% corn whiskey. This is not mellow. This is better mellow corn. To my way of thinking. More expensive, but it's better. I like this. Just to sip on. It's not a something you're gonna it's not some award-winning whiskey that's going to be this great, lots of flavors, lots of taste, and all this other stuff. It's bringing a few notes, but it's bringing them very well. That light bitterness from the oak, ever so slight spiciness, the vanilla, the corn, and that corn sweetness mixed with that vanilla sweetness in this. That's pretty nice. Pretty doggone nice. It's still lingering. One of the better 40% whiskeys I've had. I think I prefer this. I don't remember the score I gave the blue corn version of this, but I believe I like this better than I do the blue corn one. I really do. It has a lot better notes. It's a little easier drinking, and there's enough variance throughout the taste profile that it makes it more interesting. Score on it, I'll give it an 88, definitely B+. I may give the blue corn an 89, I don't remember. But whatever I gave it, irrespectively, if I set them side by side, I'll have to do that. But I believe this one will be my selection side by side. We'll have to do that, see if it's true. I'm gonna give it an 88 though. I like it. It's not challenging to the palate. It's easy drinking. You know what you get when you get a corn whiskey like this. It's actually a pleasant drinking whiskey. It doesn't have a lot of color, but corn whiskey won't have a lot of color to it. This is all barrel dependent in these little barrels. It got an earthy note. There's a little earthy note that comes in there too. That's on the nose. Because I'm sitting here, I can smell it from here. And I can get that earthy note too. Like farm field earth note. Guys, this is pretty good stuff. It's not great, but it's pretty good stuff. To me, it's definitely in the drinkable market. But I like corn whiskeys. You gotta keep that in mind, except mellow corn. I'd rather drink regular moonshine over mellow corn. That's the truth. I'm gonna stick with 88. Now that I got the earthy on the nose, now I notice it in the palate as well. It is still riding that sweet corn, creamy vanilla, slightly bitter oak note right through it all. Cheers. Gotta go. Remember, the spirit in your glass isn't running from you. Take your time, sip and enjoy it. You'll be better for it, as will we all. Everyone have a wonderful day.